Dover Athletic FC. From Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia, at en.wikipedia.org. Dover Athletic Football Club is an association football team based in the town of Dover, Kent, England, who play in the Isthmian League Premier Division. The club was formed in 1983 after the dissolution of the town's previous club, Dover FC, whose place in the Southern League was taken by the new club. In the 1989-90 season, Dover Athletic won the Southern League Championship, but failed to gain promotion to the Football Conference as the club's ground did not meet the required standard. 3 seasons later, the team won this title again, and this time gained promotion to the conference, where they spent 9 seasons before being relegated. In April 2008, the club won the championship of Division 1 South, and with it, promotion to the Isthmian League Premier Division. The team usually wear white shirts and are consequently nicknamed the Whites. They have played at the Crabble Stadium since the club's formation. As the result of a sponsorship deal, the stadium is currently known officially as the Sea France Crabble Stadium. The club's best performance in the FA Cup was an appearance in the first round proper in the 2002-2003 season, while the best performance registered in the FA Trophy, the national competition for higher-level non-league clubs, was a run to the semi-finals in the 1997-98 season. Section 1. History. For a statistical breakdown by season, see the article entitled Dover Athletic FC Seasons. Dover Athletic FC was formed in 1983 after the town's previous club, Dover FC, folded due to its debts. The new club took Dover's place in the Southern League's Southern Division, with former Dover player Alan Jones as manager, and a team consisting mainly of reserve players from the old club. Initially, Athletic struggled, finishing second from bottom of the table in the 1984-85 season. In November 1985, Steve McRae, who had succeeded Jones a year earlier, was sacked and replaced by Chris Kinnear. Under Kinnear, the club's fortunes turned round with 2 top 5 finishes, followed by the Southern Division Championship, and with it promotion, in the 1987-88 season. The team started strongly in the Premier Division, finishing in 6th place at the first attempt, and then winning the championship in the 1989-90 season. The club was denied promotion to the Football Conference, however, as the Crabble Stadium did not meet the standard required for that league. After finishing 4th and 2nd in the subsequent 2 seasons, Dover won the title again in the 1992-93 season, and this time were admitted to the conference. Although Dover finished in 8th place in their first season in the conference, the following season saw the club struggling against relegation, and Kinnear was dismissed due to a combination of the team's poor performances and his own personal problems. John Ryan was appointed as the club's new manager, but his reign was a short one, and he was dismissed when the club lost 7 of its first 8 matches in the 1995-96 season. The club then appointed former England international Peter Taylor as manager, but he was unable to steer the team away from the foot of the table, and Dover held on to their place in the conference only because Northern Premier League runners-up Boston United failed to submit their application for promotion before the required deadline. Bill Williams took over as manager in 1997 and proved to be Dover's most successful conference manager, leading the club to the FA Trophy semi-finals in the 1997-98 season, and a best-ever league finish of 6th place in the 1999-2000 season. Williams left the club to take a senior position with conference rivals Kingstonian in May 2001. By now, the club was in severe financial difficulties, with a number of directors resigning and debts exceeding £100,000. Amid the crisis, the entire board of directors resigned, forcing the club's supporters' trust to take over the running of the club, and manager Gary Bellamy was sacked after just 6 months in the job. Former Everton goalkeeper Neville Southall took over, but was dismissed just 3 months later, with Clive Walker taking over in March 2002, with the club rooted to the foot of the table. The club finished the season bottom of the conference and was relegated back to the Southern League Premier Division. The club's ongoing financial problems led to it entering a company voluntary arrangement, a CVA, a process by which insolvent companies offset their debts against future profits, due to debts that were now estimated at £400,000. In Dover's first season back in the Southern League Premier Division, the Whites finished in third place, albeit 17 points adrift of Tamworth, who claimed the one promotion place available that season. A poor start to the following season saw Walker replaced by Richard Langley. Dover finished the season in 19th place before being switched to the Isthmian League Premier Division in the summer of 2004, following a reorganisation of the English Football League system. The new season started with 6 successive defeats, which saw Langley sacked, and the financial problems continued, with the club coming within 2 months of being closed down. Dover were relegated to the Isthmian League Division 1 at the end of the season, but were saved from possible extinction in January 2005 when former director Jim Parmenter returned to head up a consortium that took over the club. Parmenter quickly sacked Steve Brown and convinced Clive Walker to return to the club to replace him, and also arranged for the club's outstanding CVA debts to be cleared, putting the club on a firm financial footing for the first time in many years. Dover Athletic narrowly missed out on an immediate return to the Premier Division in the 2005-2006 season, reaching the playoffs for promotion but losing out to Tunbridge Angels. The following season, Dover again reached the playoffs but lost in the semi-final to Hastings United, after which Walker was released from his contract and replaced by former Gillingham manager Andy Hessenthaler. In his first season in charge, he led the club to the Division 1 South Championship and promotion to the Isthmian League Premier Division. Section 2. Colours and Crest. Dover Athletics' traditional colours are white and black, which were also the colours worn by the earlier Dover FC club. The current away kit is all red, although in the past other combinations, such as yellow and blue, have been worn. The club's crest contains a stylised representation of the town's 2 most famous landmarks, Dover Castle and the White Cliffs, enclosed in a circle bearing the club's name. The club's shirts are sponsored by the cross-channel ferry operator Sea France. Previous sponsors have included local companies Cricketh Homes, Paul Brown of Dover, Jenkins and Payne, and the former cross-channel hovercraft operator Hoverspeed. Section 3. Stadium. See also the main article entitled Crabble Stadium. Dover Athletics' home ground since the club's formation has been the Crabble Stadium, which was also the home of the former Dover club. The word crabble, which is also found in the name of a local corn mill, derives from the Old English crabba hole, meaning a hole in which crabs are found. The stadium, commonly known simply as Crabble or the Crabble, forms part of the larger council-owned Crabble Athletic Ground, and the earlier Dover club originally shared the lower pitch with a rugby club, but moved to the upper pitch in the 1950s, adding a grandstand in 1951, followed soon after by terracing and floodlights. Dover Athletic continued to make improvements to the ground, although not in time to allow the club to take its place in the Football Conference in 1990. Subsequently, new turnstiles were installed, and 2 new terraces and a second grandstand added. These improvements meant that the club was able to gain promotion after its second Southern League title in 1993. The stadium's modern capacity is 6,500, with 1,000 seats and 4,900 spectators under cover. In 2007, the club announced that under the new sponsorship deal with Sea France, the stadium would be known officially as the Sea France Crabble Stadium. Between 2003 and 2004, it was known as the Hoverspeed Stadium, under the terms of another such agreement. Margate played their home matches at the Crabble for 2 seasons, from 2002 until 2004, while their own Hartsdown Park ground was being redeveloped. Section 4. Supporters. In the club's early days, athletics struggled to attract crowds of over 150, but by the time the club reached the conference, crowds at the Crabble were averaging around 1,000. Since the club's relegation to the Isthmian League Division 1 South, the average attendance fell to just over 800, although in the 2007-2008 season, Dover's average attendance of 943 was the highest in the division and nearly triple that of any other club. The highest home attendance in the club's history was 4,186 for a match against Oxford United in the first round proper of the FA Cup on the 16th of November 2002. Although Athletics' improved monetary position means that the Supporters' Trust is no longer required to financially support the club, it remains active as a fundraising organisation. Section 5. Statistics and Records. Dover Athletics' highest finish in the English Football League system was in the 1999-2000 season, in which the team finished in 6th place in the Football Conference, the highest level of non-league football and the 5th level overall. The Whites have made 11 appearances in the final qualifying round of the FA Cup, but only once progressed to the first round proper, in the 2002-2003 season, when they lost 1-0 at home to Oxford United. 5 years earlier, the Whites reached the semi-finals of the FA Trophy, but missed out on an appearance at Wembley, losing to Cheltenham Town. The largest number of points the team has accrued is 102 in the 1989-90 season, and the highest total number of goals scored in a season is 89, scored in 40 matches in the 1985-86 season. The team's biggest ever win was a 7-0 defeat of Weymouth in April 1990, and the heaviest defeat was a 7-1 loss to Poole Town in April 1984. The holder of the record for most appearances for Dover Athletic is Jason Bartlett, who played in 539 matches, and the all-time top goalscorer is Lenny Lee, with 160 goals. The club's record signing is Dave Leeworthy, who joined the club from Farnborough Town in 1993 for £50,000, which at the time was the highest transfer fee ever paid between non-league clubs. The record fee received by the club was also £50,000, paid by Brentford in 1997 for Ricky Rayner. Section 6. Players. As of the 2nd of June 2008. Player: John Whitehouse. Position: goalkeeper. Country of origin: England. Lawrence Ball, defender, England. Ollie Schultz, defender, England. Dean Hill, defender, England. Craig Cloak, defender, England. Matt Fish, defender, England. Sam Gore, defender, England. Andy Hessenthaler, midfielder, England. John Keister, midfielder, Sierra Leone. Alan Poughton, midfielder, England. Sam Jones, midfielder, England. James Rogers, midfielder, England. John Wallace, midfielder, England. Sammy Moore, midfielder, England. James Simmons, midfielder, Republic of Ireland, on loan from Chelsea. Marvin Hamilton, forward, England. Lee Browning, forward, England. Francis Collin, forward, England. Sean Welford, forward, England. The Isthmian League does not use a squad numbering system. For a list of all Dover Athletic players, past and present, with a Wikipedia article, see the category entitled Dover Athletic FC Players. Section 7. Managers. Dover Athletic have had 14 full-time managers in the club's 25-year history, with Chris Kinnear's 10-year stint being the longest. Manager: Alan Jones, from 1983 to 1984. Graham Sawyer, as caretaker, 1984. Steve McRae, 1984 to 1985. Chris Kinnear, 1985 to 1995. Nigel Donn and Dave Leeworthy, caretakers, 1995. John Ryan, 1995. Peter Taylor, 1995 to 1996. Joe O'Sullivan, 1996 to 1997. Bill Williams, 1997 to 2001. Gary Bellamy, 2001. Clive Walker, caretaker, 2001. Neville Southall, 2001 to 2002. Clive Walker, 2002 to 2003. Richard Langley, 2003 to 2004. Gary Whittle, caretaker, 2004. Steve Brown, 2004 to 2005. Clive Walker, 2005 to 2007. Andy Hessenthaler, 2007 to present. Section 8. Honours. Southern League. Premier Division champions 1989-90 and 1992-93 seasons. Southern Division champions 1987-88 season. Isthmian League. Division 1 South champions 2007-2008 season. Kent Senior Cup. Winners 1990-91 season. Section 9. Rivalries. Dover Athletics' main rivalry is with nearby Folkestone Invicta. A meeting between the two teams in 2004 was watched by a crowd of 2,278, a record attendance for a league match at Invicta's ground. The club also has a rivalry with Margate. In the 2001-2002 season, when both teams were in the Football Conference, the two games between Margate and Dover were watched by a combined total of more than 6,000 spectators. The game, played at Margate's Hartsdown Park Stadium, drew a crowd of 3,676, and 2,325 were in attendance for the game at Dover. This sound file, and all text in the article, are licensed under the GNU Free Documentation License, available at www.gnu.org/copyleft/FDL.html.